You know, every time I do this battle in the original games, I would get my shit wrecked. She does start off with a Swallow. I've been fooled! God damn it. I'm actually not surprised by that, because Swallow, like, in the hack, yeah, it evolves at level 22, so... I'm gonna just go for the Steel Wing. I think Steel Wing's my best bet. Double Team, great. Oh, I know where this is going. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Pokemon Singing Sapphire All-Star Egglocke. In the last episode, we made our way into Slateport City. We took on Team Aqua in the, what is it, the Aquamarine Museum, whatever it is. I don't remember what it's called. Unfortunately, we had our first death in the series. We lost Nemeshef, the Tynamo. I'm really sad about that. Unfortunately, he was just not, he was not really doing it too well that episode. He missed Charge Beam after Charge Beam. He lived on like 7 HP from a Water Pulse. Of course, that's the Water Pulse that confuses him. Of course, he hits himself in confusion. So unfortunately, we have had our first death. It definitely sucks. But in today's episode, we are going to be making our way to Mauville City. We're going to have a few new encounters. I also wanted to apologize. On the last episode, I completely forgot to add the All-Star review as we were looking at all of our past All-Stars. So I definitely feel bad, because that means the boys from last episode that were hatched did not get their spotlight as they should have. I made them and everything, but I make them in a separate file, and I make the video file for it themselves, and then I would usually put them into the video as the episode's going, but I did not do that because I'm an idiot, so I do apologize for that. They will be continuing. Like, it's not something that I'm just stopping doing in the middle of the series. Like, they're going to continue onwards. I just forgot. I was short on time. I had to edit and render Soul Link as well as that, and I was working early on that day, so I just completely forgot about it. They are going to be continuing. However, this episode's probably not going up until Monday it's going up Monday that week after. So I'm trying to bulk record tonight. Tonight is it's actually Wednesday night right now. This episode would be going up Thursday, but I'm going to be trying to do a bit of a bulk recording both tonight, tomorrow night, and hopefully throughout the weekend. But I do still have to record Soul Links for this upcoming week with Joe, so I still kind of have to take a day off for that. Unfortunately, Soul Link has kind of, like, Joe and I have been like enjoying Soul Link so much that we've been recording as often as we can, and it's Singing Sapphire did take a smallish backseat, especially because since I got back into work, you know, everything, like, I'm getting back into it. There's been a lot of changes at work, so my work schedule is definitely starting. I have to get used to it again, just with everything that's been happening with, like, you know, COVID-19 and all that. My job is now actually kind of opening up more, so we're coming in earlier because we actually have people like eating and dine in and stuff like that. But anywho, I'll explain that later in the episode. Before we start this episode off, we're going to do a quick little team recap because everyone has been grinded up to level 21. So we've also got a new team. Starting off, we've got Kareem the Pinsir, level 21, Hypercutter ability, rocking Bug Bite, Revenge, Seismic Toss, and Vice Grip. Then we got Larry the Larvitar back on the team, level 21, Guts ability, rocking Rock Slide, Bite, Chip Away, and Screech. Next up, we got Steven the Skarmory, who was hatched just last episode. Level 21, Keen Eye ability, rocking Air Cutter, Metal Claw, Steel Wing, and Sand Attack. Then we got Jack the Gourgeist, level 21, pickup ability, rocking Razor Leaf, Shadow Sneak, Flame Charge, and Confuse Ray. Then we got Marvin the Azumarill, level 21, huge power ability, rocking Aqua Tail, Rollout, Tackle, and Bubble Beam. And last but not least, we've got another member that was hatched last episode, Jesse the Beautifly, level 21, Swarm ability, rocking Struggle Bug, Air Cutter, Electro Web, and Morning Sun. I'm actually perfectly fine with him evolving into a Beautifly instead of a Dustox. I love both, but I think we might have a little more use out of Beautifly than Dustox, just because Dustox, they both hit pretty hard in these hacks, but I think Beautifly might be a little more resourceful in terms of having the flying type on top of it compared to having Poison, which I don't really know if he even learns any good Poison type moves. So, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, so this episode we're going to be taking on May. We're going to be making our way to Mauville City. And hopefully we have, I believe, it's actually only 2 encounters, because I completely forgot that this strip is all Route 110. It's not Route 111. Route 111 is the sandstorm desert area. So I was actually wrong in that aspect, because, you know, I'm dumb, but we already knew that. But yeah, we're going to be taking on these trainers. We're going to be taking on May. We're going to be getting at least 2 encounters, because we do have that fishing encounter on Route 118. I think it's Route 118. It's either Route 118 or Route 17. Yeah, it's Route 118, and then Route 117 is to the left. So we've got those 2 encounters. And that'll probably be it for the episode. We'll probably also be taking on Wally. Just because, you know, we have to fight him in front of the gym anyways. So, you know, it is what it is. But I do, I'm actually hoping that this team's going to work out. I kind of think that aside from Jesse and Steven, this is probably going to be, for the most part, our team when it comes to taking on Watson. So I think we'll probably end up adding, I don't remember, Cody to the team, our Cubone. We'll probably end up adding him to the team once we, you know, get far enough. Probably next episode is actually what I mean. But I think we've got a pretty decent team, you know, aside from our 2 flying types who we can switch out without any problems and it'll be perfectly fine. In that case, on top of that, depending on who we end up hatching today, they could also possibly be added to the team. Like I said, getting another ground type would be an ideal situation, or just getting something that can, at the very least, take electric type hits as well as being able to deal them back out. So another electric type would be nice. I'm trying to think of what electric types we've had in the past. I think we've had a decent amount. We've had, like, you know, getting an Elekid. We could hatch Elekid. You know, Pichu. What other electric types have we had? Manectric? An Electrike would be awesome. Hatching an Electrike would be like an ideal situation for me, just because they do get Lightning Rod. I don't know if that one will have Lightning Rod, because they should all have whatever their first ability is. So I don't know if Lightning Rod's their first ability or if Electric gets another ability. I don't think he gets Intimidate, so he should have Lightning Rod, but I could be wrong. Why do all of your Pokemon have berries? Why? And you have Cheek Pouch, so, you know, you're just getting fully healed. Wow, awesome. Alright. You're a very annoying trainer. You've got 3 Pika clones, all of them for some reason eating my hits without any problem, and also nuzzling me and paralyzing me. So that's definitely the more annoying part. But I'm just gonna go for the Razor Leaf. Razor Leaf's like literally all I can do, but I'm gonna just keep getting paralyzed, aren't I? Okay, Razor Leaf hits. How much is that gonna do? Why are you... That was a crit, too, dude. Why did you live? Why did you live? What? That makes 0 sense. You're a Dedenne. You should not have eaten that. Whatever. Alright. Well, that's what this episode's gonna be. But, I'm actually, like, now that I'm actually kind of thinking about it, I think our ideal Pokemon to get for this gym isn't a ground type, but actually probably an electric type. Because an electric type can take the hits. Nothing in there is going to have ground type moves. There's literally no reason for any Pokemon that Watson has or any of his trainers to have ground type moves. So we should be good in that regard. There we are. Alright. But, you know, I guess we'll have to wait and see. I keep hitting the wrong buttons because I've been playing through Sword and Shield again. I'm playing through it on my personal account and kind of getting myself hyped up and ready for the DLC because I'm going to be playing through on both my accounts. Ooh. Oh no, we've already got an encounter here, never mind. But basically, we're not gonna, like I've mentioned before, we're not gonna be doing a playthrough of the DLC on the channel. Maybe in the future we'll do it, but for now, no, we're not gonna. Because I kind of want to try to enjoy it myself in my free time. Plus, with everything that we're doing right now, like, there's no way I'm gonna do it as soon as it drops. It'd have to be something that I do later in time. I definitely feel like Leech Seed's a good move to have. I kind of gave him Flame Charge just for coverage, but honestly, Shadow Sneak does the job because Flame Charge is really only there for other grass types. But Shadow Sneak, like, we'll be fine with Shadow Sneak. Leech Seed would be awesome. Leech Seed is definitely something we're gonna need for this gym. Especially because I'm actually a little afraid of Watson's Manectric. Now, I can almost guarantee that, oh, my EXP share's on. Oh my god. I'm a fool. I need to turn that off. But I can almost guarantee that his Manectric's gonna have, like, one of the elemental things. And I know for a fact that Manectric learns Flamethrower. So, if that thing has Flamethrower, I'm going to be scared when it comes to sending out Jack. Because Jack's kind of there because of the fact that he resists, you know, damn, Electro Web. I kind of want to keep Electro Web. And I had Morning Sun for coverage, or for, you know, recovery, but I record at night anyway, so Morning Sun's, like, literally terrible. So, Badu. Alright, we'll stand. See, like, actually, Beautifly is actually super freaking useful in this game. So, and, like, Air Cutter, he's, like, one-shotting. He's going to one-shot, like, everything. So, I'm pretty excited for it. But I don't really remember what Watson's going to have in this. I don't remember his team in this hack. I know for a fact he's probably going to... I can almost guarantee he's going to still have Magneton Manectric. So, that's kind of my main worry. I'm going to take these trainers on for grinding. So, I'll do that later. Because I think this episode's probably just going to end up being the May battle. Just for the most part. Just because, like, the May battle's a little... I don't know how scary it's going to be. All I know is in the original it's scary, so I can almost guarantee in this hack it's going to be scary. Who do I want to start off with? I don't think Kareem is the way to go. I don't know what May will start off with, because she never starts off with whatever her flying type ends up being. I know, like, you know, when you fight Gary, like, Gary always starts off with his Pidgey or Pidgeotto or Pidgeot, but May, I don't remember what May starts off with. I want to say May starts off with because May actually gets, most of the rivals end up getting the 3 core types, so water, fire, and a grass type. So she'll start off with either her fire or her grass type, I believe, because I believe we picked Torchic, so I think she has a Marshtomp. So I think that means she's gonna start off with a Shroomish, or yeah, probably a Shroomish, and or a Lombre. So I'll just start off with Steven. Steven's probably our best coverage anyways. Hey Nick, it's been ages. Nice timing too. I was just searching for Pokemon, you know? My dad is always going on about how nature used to be even more diverse way back in the day. He says that there used to be way more kinds of Pokemon than there are now. So that's why we do I'm dying. So that's why we do field work, him and me. We really want to find out what happened to those Pokemon in the past. On my journey up to now, I've met a lot of different Pokemon, and I think I've gotten to understand a lot of them too. Me and my Pokemon have really grown, so how about a little battle? I would love to battle you, May, even though you're, you know, every time I do this battle in the original games, I would get my shit wrecked. She does start off with a Swallow. I've been fooled! God damn it. I'm actually not surprised by that, because Swallow, like, in the hack, yeah, it evolves at level 22, so I'm gonna just go for the Steel Wing. I think Steel Wing's my best bet. Double Team, great. Oh, I know where this is going. Alright, now the good thing is this thing can set up all at once. It can't hit Steven. So, overall, Driano gave this thing Brave Bird at level 22. None of my other Pokemon would have survived that. Absolutely none of them would have survived that. Like, they would all be dead. Like, even... Well, except for Steven and Larvitar, probably. Of course she has a super potion. Alright. I'm going to start missing my attacks now. Watch. Oh, I hit him. Alright. See, one double team isn't enough for this to be bullshit. Most of the time it is. I should have just Sand Attack back in response. That would have been the smart play. Just Sand Attack and retaliation. But I'm hitting all these Steel Wings because, you know, Steven's a god. So I don't really have to worry about it. I don't even know what Steven's ability is. I've completely forgotten. I know I've already said it before, but... Like, I don't remember... What is Skarmory's ability? Like, what is Skarmory's ability usually? I don't know. That's one of those things I just never know. Because I don't really usually use Skarmory, because Skarmory is always, like, such a later in the game Pokemon. Like, you find it on the way to Fallowbur Town, but, like, in this game, that's, like, that feels late. I don't know. That might just be me. I usually have a full team of 6 by Watson, which, it, like, definitely says a lot about my own personal how I play through Hoenn. Like Hoenn, I typically have a team of 6 by the time I get to Fall of Town. Usually my last team member is if I'm not using Torchic, then my last team member ends up being in the Fiery Path, and it's either Torkoal, Slugma, or Camera. So that's typically what mine is. Why do you have Hypnosis? What's going on? Whatever. I don't even care. But I don't know. Like the way I play through Pokemon's kind of the way I play through Pokemon's actually like changed a lot throughout time, because obviously like as a kid I basically went through and swept with my starter. My starter would be like level, in the 60s or 70s, and the rest of my team is like level 20. Like my stopping point for that was replaying Fire Red and Leaf Green, and I was taking on Silphco, and the Metapod I had evolved into a Butterfree. Like that was bad. That was bad. Like he was just on my team. He was on my team for the entire time. Like to be fair, my Pidgey evolved into a Pidgeotto in that same battle, so like it could have been worse. The Metapod Metapod got no love, and I feel so bad because like I love the Caterpie line. Ooh, the Marshawn's coming out. I'm a little scared, but Jack can just kick its ass. There's no way that this thing has something super effective on Jack, so I think we'll be fine. Alright, you're level 24. Ooh, interesting. Alright, Razor Leaf should one-shot you. Unless you have a berry. Nope, okay. Well, damn, Marshtomp. Dude, like, usually in this game, Marshtomp wrecks me. Whenever she has a Marshtomp, it wrecks me. Most of the time, to be fair, though, I typically don't have a Grass type, because I'm dumb. Because I wouldn't try to look for Shroomish. I wouldn't waste my time looking for Shroomish. Most of the time, like I said, like the way I've played Pokemon has always been weird. I used to like almost never. I would always have a Water type, and I would always have a Pokemon with Fly, but I would almost never have like a Fire, Water, and Grass type on the team at the same time. It would always be, either I pick the Water type starter, so then I don't have a Fire or a Grass type. I chose the Fire type starter and I got a Water type, or I chose a Grass type starter and got a Water type. But like I would never have all 3 at once. So like Marshtomp would wreck me because I would never want to use Shroomish. And Shroomish is like your only real choice at this point in the game. I think like other than Trico. So it is what it is. The way I play Pokemon has always been it's evolved a lot, and it's actually kind of one of those things I'm actually proud of it, if anything. But anywho, Nick, you've been busy training too, haven't you? Oops, but look at us. Our teams look pretty tired. Let's get them taken care of first. Thank you. Thank you, May. I appreciate that. Your Pokemon HP was restored. And I think you deserve a reward too. Here, this is from me. The dowsing machine. I love that. I need that so I can go places. That's a dowsing machine. Try it out if there's a hidden item anywhere near you. That little thing will react to tell you. Pay attention and it'll lead you right to items. And it's fun to see all those waving bits above your head. Try it and I bet you'll be hooked. Careful, you won't be able to sneak up on Pokemon while you wear it. See you later then, Nick. Let's meet again. I hope we'll both be able to meet even more Pokemon in our journeys. Alright, she has a bike already? I wish I had a bike. I don't even have that. I haven't even gotten to Mauville City yet. Ah, dang it. Alright, well, I guess we're just gonna go ahead. Oh, I didn't even realize you were there. Great. Alright, well, I'm just gonna kick this guy's butt. We're gonna get to Mauville City. We're gonna get our encounters. And probably take on Wally and, end the episode there. Just depending on how far in. I mean, we're 18 minutes in right now, so it's not terrible. It's definitely not terrible. But I think it could definitely be a lot worse. It is what it is. It'd be like that sometimes. I don't know what I'm saying right now. I'm just kind of all over the place. But what was I talking about earlier? I don't remember. I've completely forgot what's happening. I don't know. My brain's all over the place. I've been like my head today has just been thinking of like all the different things that I wanted, like I've been planning to do. Like I know I've already said this, but my entire like schedule for like all the series I had pre-planned, which honestly, I technically had 2, but it is 3 games pre-planned for this year that weren't Pokemon and or Nuzlocke related. I used Steel Wing instead of Air Cutter. That was my bad. But basically, what I originally had planned for this year was start Mystery Dungeon as soon as it came out. Finish Mystery Dungeon. Originally, I was going to do the post game and finish, hopefully try to finish it by July. Then, in July, we were going to start Breath of the Wild. And Breath of the Wild was, my prediction was Breath of the Wild would end around, I don't know, like, I think I originally planned for September, October. Because I was hoping to do, the original plan was 2 episodes a week, get through it. That series, I was going to actually try to mix it up, change it up a little. Because of the fact that Breath of the Wild is one of those, an open world game, more or less. You know, you can do just literally everything. I would probably, like, my original plan was probably, like, record for, an hour to an hour and a half. Take the best bits, cut it down into about 30 to 40 minute videos, and go from there. So that series would probably, if I wanted to do everything, which my original plan was, for that series, it was going to be take on all the Divine Beasts. We were going to do the Champion's Ballad. We were going to do, and we were going to try to do the Trial of the Sword, but, like, I've done the Trial of the Sword on my own, and it took me, like, a month to do it, because I'm stupid, and I'm also really incompetent in that game. And, on top of that, try to do most, if not all, of the shrines. In that game, there's, like, 120 shrines. So, that was going to take a while, because I don't even remember all the areas for it. On top of that, also doing, getting all 13 of the memories. I was going to try to not look them up. I remember where most of them are, so I was going to try to do them naturally throughout the game. Try to do it naturally throughout the game. For the ones that we were short, try to get them. My goal was to hopefully kind of the way I wanted to play through it was we were gonna get our 13 memories. We were gonna get the Master Sword. Then we were gonna take on all 4 of the Divine Beasts. The way we're going to do it probably is take on all the Divine Beasts, get all our memories, so then on top of that we have the memories of all the champions, get the Master Sword, finish all the quests, do the Trial of the Sword, do the Champion's Ballad, take on Ganon, and finish the game. So that series is probably going to at least last from July to October, probably. And then we were going to end up having Digimon Cyber Sleuth and Digimon Hacker's Memory. So it was more or less a plan that was going to end up leaking into 2021. That was the initial plan. Now I really want to do a series of Undertale. So I've always loved Undertale. Undertale has always been one of my favorite series, or like games, that I've ever played through. So I wanted to do a series of it, and I kind of want to do it either before or after Breath of the Wild, which means that Digimon Cyber Sleuth and Digimon Hacker's Memory, we're going to have to take a step back. I'm not 100% sure on what we're going to do still. Hopefully we will still be able to do both. I'm actually working on the first thumbnails of both. From this point on, for all of our non-Nuzlocke series, what I want to do is I want to have, for all of our non-Nuzlocke series of games that aren't like, we start the series as soon as they come out, I wanted them to be, bulk recorded, custom thumbnails for every episode, possibly a layout, either an overall layout, no layout, and just the green screen and the gameplay, or, just like a small webcam in a circle kind of thing, or a different layout for every episode, different, where the thumbnail is what also will be the layout for that episode, kind of thing like that. I'm really bad at explaining this because I'm like kind of trying to explain it off the top of my head, because honestly I don't even have a full plan out for it. So even I don't know what we're going to do, how it's going to work out. But I just really, really wanted to do Undertale. With everything that's been going on, I have a tendency to just kind of, fall back into, things that I've enjoyed and loved in the past. And Undertale has always been one of my favorite games that I've ever played. Ever since the first time I played it, I have fallen in love with that game. So I want to play through it again. Play it on the channel. Hopefully it'd be a lot of fun. I think it would be. On top of that, I still wanted to play Breath of the Wild, because Undertale and Breath of the Wild are 2 games that are in my top 10, probably my top 5 overall favorite games in existence, which is definitely saying a lot, because I'll tell you what, like, they're very up there. They're just, and it's weird. like, you know, all my favorite games are actually kind of, they're not even games from my childhood. They're games that are more recent, with the exception of probably Pokemon Platinum. And I guess you could also say, what you call it? Undertale. Undertale came out in 2015. I played it when I was like just turned 16. That was actually, honestly, with how I was, where I was mentally at the age of 16, at the ripe old age of 16, that is the game I needed in my life, because it just, I don't know, there's something about the theme of Undertale that I just absolutely adore, and it really was one of those things that really like grew on me, especially with how old I was. This Mime Jr. has shook 2 times, and broke out of the ball, so I don't even know what's going on right now. I didn't want to attack it because it's literally a Mime Jr., it's a baby. So I wasn't about to attack it and lose an encounter. I'm trying not to lose encounters this series, just because I already know that we'll be lucky if we even get hatch like half the Pokemon or half the eggs we have. So I want to try to make everyone count. So, and unfortunately, I'm actually not going to have any more city encounters for a hot minute. I think the next city or town where we can actually run into Pokemon is probably going to be a while. I don't know if there's any. I'm going to be level with you guys. I don't think that there's any gift Pokemon in this game that have been changed. So that's kind of also a concern, because that means that we're not going to, we're going to have even less. Usually Drayona has gift Pokemon in most of his games, like, added. So I guess I'll have to look into that, but I don't know. But I might die. I'm dying. My body's aching. Everything hurts. Alright, anywho. I guess this is going to be our other encounter. Level 20. So level 20, and I believe it's level 18. And I can actually hit this thing with Steven, but literally any attack... Well, now I can't, because it'll die. But literally anything I did to that Mr. Mime probably would have killed it, because it is a fairy type. I'm 5 levels. I was like 5 levels above it. You know, Steven hits pretty hard, and it's a Mr. Mime. Or not a Mr. Mime, a Mime Jr. So there was no way that he was going to stay in the ball. Or he was going to, like, you know, of course. God damn it. Can you stop swaggering me? I could literally destroy you right now. But I could also hit myself in confusion and probably kill me. So I'm going to use that Great Ball I've got. You're going to be difficult, Carvana. You know, whatever. I don't think I've ever used a Carvana before, have I? I don't think I've ever used a Carvana or a Sharpedo in a series. That's actually, it's amazing how few Pokemon I've actually used. There are so many repeat Pokemon in our series, and that's kind of one of those things that, as of late, I've been trying to fix that. Like, I don't want to, you know, use the same, like, 5 or 6 Pokemon that we end up managing to catch in every playthrough, and them just constantly being on the team until, like, you know, otherwise happens. So, especially with this series, I've been trying to use some of our Pokemon, some of our All-Stars that haven't gotten too much spotlight in the past. You know, obviously, like, we've only had, you know, one Pumpkaboo, we've only had one Pinsir, we've only had one Wurmple. Literally, Wurmple is a Pokemon I didn't even remember we ever used. And then we've only had one Skarmory. So, you know, we've had 3 Larvatars, but like, Larry's mainly on the team just for the sake of this upcoming gym. Otherwise, he probably wouldn't be. I just kind of want to give all the All-Stars love. That's also why Nemeshev was on the team, and unfortunately, his demise was imminent. So it is what it is. Anywho, we've got 2 lovely tokens right now. A level 18 Mime Jr. I keep saying Mr. Mime because I'm stupid. And a level 20 Carvana. So we're going to get our randomizer ready. I promise you guys the All-Star review is going to be in this episode. I'm going to edit this episode early. And again, it's not going up Thursday anyways. It's going up on Monday. So our first Pokemon is going to be the level 18 Mr. Mime. It's going into Mime Jr. Jesus Christ, what's going on with me? It's going to be box number 3. And it's going to be Pokemon number 29. Oh, look at that. I think we've gotten a 29 before. I don't know which box it was. It was not this one. So box number 3, Pokemon number 29. All right, what is Mime Jr. going to become? Please be an All-Star I can actually use for this gym against Watson. I swear to God. Give me an Electric. I don't think Electric's probably not all the way this deep into the box, but please, 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 something good. That is definitely not something we can use, but It is a surprise because I honestly, again, this is a Pokemon that I don't even remember using. So, Shellder, interesting. So I guess with that, we're going to look at the history of the All-Star known as Shellder. All right, so Shellder, we've actually only had one. I do remember it. Never mind, I was wrong. It was Ellie, the Shellder in the Pokemon Fire Red Omega Wedlock. I believe Ellie was added towards the end of the series. She was one of our Pokemon. One of our paired Pokemon towards the end. Again, this bad boy is a male, but we are going to nickname it Ellie. I actually remember this. It was named after a friend of mine that I used to talk to back then. I've had a lot of my Pokemon are named after friends that I've had throughout the ages. Like, that's why we've had like 4 different Olivias, and most of the time they end up being regional birds or a Pokemon that I caught early on. Just because, you know, Olivia, one of my earliest friends on YouTube. So, like, when it came to doing actual YouTube stuff, I'm going to keep you on the team, actually, because I need to level you up anyway. So you're going to be level 18. Anywho, our next Pokemon is going to be from box number 2, and it's going to be Pokemon number 27. All right, look at that. It's the wrong way. All right, Pokemon 27. 30, 29, 28, 27. Here we are. So you're going to be a level 20 Carvana. I really hope. Please don't be a water type, because I have a lot of water types right now. I'll tell you what. All right. Let's see. It's going to be like, what? Emerald, Fire Red Omega. Probably like Floor Sky or something like that. Well, I guess we can wait and see. Baneri, Sacred Gold. That actually, I completely forgot about that. All right. Well, in that case, that actually gives us that's actually a pretty good Pokemon. So I guess with that, we should check out the history of the All-Star known as Lopunny. All right, so we've actually had 2 Lopunnies. A small spoiler for Soul Link actually is we've actually gotten a 3rd Lopunny. But with the 2 on my list, we've got first off, we've got Kenny the Lopunny in the Pokemon Sacred Gold Nuzlocke, and then we also had Hamster in the Pokemon Oros Soul Link with Joe. It was I believe, like somewhere in Dewford. It was one of our fishing encounters. It was added to the team. He also died, but this time it was Joe's fault because I'm pretty sure Joe lost a Torterra to a Wobbuffet. So, you know, of all things to happen. But I think our only appropriate name for this would be Kenny. Kenny was the original. Kenny's the one I actually remember the most, and we had the longest. We've also had another Lopunny in the Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver Soul Link. We just caught it. I can't remember what I nicknamed it, but I think I nicknamed it Lola, but she's not going to be in this review. I apologize, because she hasn't been used yet as of the time of this recording. She got caught, and that was it. That's actually not bad. So that's actually a pretty good one. Lopunny's a pretty good mon. All right, sorry about that. As you saw in that cut, my computer actually just froze as I started healing my my Pokemon. So my computer froze for a second. Luckily, the recording actually stopped before I restarted my computer. I just went through and I just got back up here to Mauville City. I basically am just here to do the outro because this episode's actually gone on pretty long. I apologize for that. We've still got both Ellie and Kenny here. I just wanted to kind of do a proper outro for this. So luckily the recording actually got saved. OBS put up 2 errors saying there was an error while recording. They stopped the recordings. The recordings were allowed to load properly before I reset my computer. The only thing that I didn't get to save was my gameplay. So my team's levels are just slightly different because I had to do the May battle and everything. So either way, we're here to do a proper outro. This literally is like a 2-minute recording on my end. But I'm actually really happy with these encounters, both Kenny and Ellie. I could definitely use a Cloyster. Cloyster could actually be really useful. Like I said, I really want to try to use All-Stars that we haven't used in the past before. So, you know, the likes of Miles, Kareem, Eric, you know, and more of our more obscure All-Stars, which we've actually, a lot of the ones we have right now are pretty obscure. The only real exception is Tailo, because Tailo has been used, I believe Tailo has been used the most out of all of the All-Stars we've hatched. Other than maybe Larvitar. and as well as Zubat. Zubat's been used a lot. Well, we've had a lot of All-Stars that are Zubats, but a lot of them haven't actually been used properly. Most of them were either towards the end of the series, or they were from most series that are pretty late or pretty early on in my in the channel history. So with that, I'm gonna call an episode here, you guys. Thank you all so much for watching. I apologize for the computer or the whole crashing. Hopefully that didn't really throw anything off. I know it's thrown off my train of thought right now, but I apologize. But thank you all so much for watching. And if you guys enjoyed, make sure you do smash that like button. If you want to see more, make sure you subscribe and get deposited right into that PC party. Share with your friends. Follow me on Twitter at PCBloodMaster. Join the Discord, link is down below. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like, comment, subscribe. I am PCBloodMaster, and I'll see you guys next time.